Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Learn English with Podcast Conversations. I'm Jennifer, and I'm here with my co-host, Thomas.
Hello, everyone. Today, we're diving into a highly relevant topic for anyone looking to improve not only their language skills, but also their knowledge of the modern world.
That's right, Thomas. We're going to talk about the economy, trading, and computer skills. These are key areas that affect our everyday lives, whether you're managing your personal finances, considering investments, or just trying to stay competitive in today's job market.
And as always, listening to podcasts like ours can help improve your listening skills, boost your communication abilities, and provide valuable information on new topics. So, if you're interested in learning how the economy works, exploring the world of trading, or sharpening your computer skills, stay tuned. We have 25 exciting segments ahead.
Plus, we'll be using accessible language, so even if you're still mastering English, you'll be able to follow along and learn. Let's get started. Let's start with the basics. Thomas, when we talk about the economy, what are we really referring to?
The economy is essentially how money and resources are managed within a society. It's about how goods and services are produced, distributed, and consumed. This includes everything from the jobs we have to the prices of products we buy.
Exactly. And the economy can be influenced by many factors, like government policies, consumer spending, and international trade.
Yes, and understanding how the economy works is important for making informed financial decisions, whether it's saving money, investing, or even just planning your personal budget.
It's also helpful to know the key terms, like GDP, gross domestic product, which measures a country's economic performance. We'll explore more terms as we move forward.
Great start. Let's keep things moving and explore how the global economy affects us.
Thomas, how interconnected do you think the global economy is today?
It's more interconnected than ever, Jennifer. With globalization, economies around the world are tied together. A change in one country can ripple through others.
For example, if there's a major economic slowdown in a country like China, it can affect the demand for goods in Europe or the United States.
Exactly. The flow of international trade, investment, and even labor across borders means that economies are no longer isolated. We see this in global financial markets, where a stock market crash in one region can lead to losses in others.
So, understanding the global economy helps people stay informed about international events that can impact their personal lives, whether it's job prospects, investments, or even the price of everyday goods.
That's why keeping an eye on the news and staying updated on global trends is key to making smart decisions.
Let's switch gears a bit. Thomas, trading and investing are huge topics in today's economy. Can you give a simple explanation of what trading is?
Sure, Jennifer. Trading is essentially the buying and selling of assets like stocks, commodities, or currencies. The goal is to make a profit by buying at a lower price and selling at a higher price.
And trading can happen in different markets, right?
Exactly. There's the stock market where people trade shares of companies, the forex market for currency trading, and even the commodities market where goods like oil or gold are traded.
For beginners, it's important to start with the basics and understand the risks involved. Trading can be profitable, but it can also lead to losses if you're not careful.
That's why learning about how markets work and staying informed about economic trends is crucial.
Before we dive deeper, let's introduce some key trading terms. Thomas, what's a stock?
A stock represents ownership in a company. When you buy a share of stock, you're essentially buying a small piece of that company.
And what's a stock exchange?
A stock exchange is where stocks are bought and sold. Some of the major ones are the New York Stock Exchange.
How about bull market and bear market?
Good question. A bull market is when prices are rising and investors are optimistic. A bear market, on the other hand, is when prices are falling and investors are more cautious.
These terms are useful when tracking how well the stock market is doing. It's a good idea for new traders to familiarize themselves with them.
Definitely. And don't forget about diversification, which means spreading your investments to reduce risk.
Let's dive into the strategies beginners should consider when starting their trading journey. Thomas, what's a good entry-level strategy for someone who's new to trading?
Jennifer, one of the most approachable strategies is the buy and hold strategy. This involves purchasing stocks or other assets and holding onto them for an extended period, typically years. The idea is that over time, the value of these assets increases due to the natural growth of companies or the economy.
That sounds straightforward enough. So, this is more about patience than reacting to daily market fluctuations.
Exactly. Instead of panicking over short-term dips in the market, you trust that, in the long run, the market will trend upward. Historically, this has worked well, especially if you invest in established companies or index funds.
It seems like a great starting point for those who don't want to constantly monitor the market. But what about those who are a bit more hands-on? What strategies could they consider?
For those willing to be more active, swing trading is an option. In swing trading, you hold assets for a few days to weeks, taking advantage of price swings. It's a middle ground between long-term investing and day trading. However, it requires more attention to market trends and technical analysis.
It sounds riskier though. How does it compare to day trading?
Day trading is much riskier, and I wouldn't recommend it for beginners. Day traders buy and sell within a single day, aiming to capitalize on small price movements. It requires intense focus and a deep understanding of the market. Many traders lose money because of the fast pace and high stakes involved.
So for beginners, a more conservative approach like buy and hold seems ideal. And if someone is more interested in active trading, they could eventually graduate to strategies like swing trading.
Exactly. Start simple, learn the market, and never risk more than you can afford to lose.
Now let's pivot from trading strategies to something equally vital in today's economy: computer skills. Thomas, why do you think they're so essential?
In today's digital world, Jennifer, computer skills have become a non-negotiable. Nearly every job, whether it's in an office, a store, or even in the trades, requires some level of computer literacy. It's not just about knowing how to type or use basic software anymore. It's about adapting to new technologies and platforms that make work more efficient.
That's true. Even jobs that didn't traditionally require much technical know-how now involve interacting with digital tools, whether it's managing stock inventory, using scheduling software, or handling emails.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond just using a computer. It's about knowing how to leverage tools like cloud storage systems, data management software, and even understanding cybersecurity basics. Many businesses now rely on these technologies, and employees need to stay competitive by continuously improving their digital skills.
Let's not forget how important these skills are for remote work, too. The pandemic accelerated the shift to online work environments, and now it's more common than ever for people to work from home, relying on tools like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and Google Drive.
And the great thing is, these skills are learnable for anyone. You don't need a degree in computer science to get started. There are countless online courses and tutorials that teach the basics, and from there, you can build your knowledge.
So, improving your computer skills isn't just a requirement for today's jobs. It's also a way to future-proof your career.
Exactly. Technology isn't going away. It's only going to become more integrated into our lives.
Thomas, if someone is just starting to improve their computer skills, where should they focus first?
Well, Jennifer, the foundation starts with the basics: word processing, spreadsheets, and internet navigation. Learning how to use programs like Microsoft Word or Google Docs is essential for any kind of office work. The same goes for spreadsheets. Whether it's Excel or Google Sheets, understanding how to organize and analyze data can be incredibly valuable.
And I assume that goes hand in hand with learning how to use email and cloud storage, right?
Exactly. Email is still one of the most common forms of professional communication, so knowing how to format emails, attach files, and manage folders is crucial. Cloud storage, like Google Drive or Dropbox, has become indispensable. Whether you're sharing documents with a team or backing up your files, it's important to know how to use these platforms effectively.
And let's not forget about internet skills. Even something as simple as knowing how to use search engines efficiently can save time and improve productivity.
Right. It's also important to have a basic understanding of cybersecurity. You don't have to be an expert, but knowing how to protect your accounts with strong passwords and recognizing phishing scams can go a long way in today's digital landscape.
So, starting with these foundational skills sets the stage for more advanced learning down the road.
Exactly. Once you're comfortable with the basics, you can explore more specialized areas like coding, data analysis, or graphic design, depending on your career goals.
Once someone has a solid understanding of the basics, where should they go next to further boost their career?
After mastering the essentials, Jennifer, I'd suggest moving into more advanced skills like data analysis or even learning how to code. Data analysis, for instance, is becoming increasingly valuable in almost every industry. Programs like Excel or even more advanced tools like SQL can help professionals make informed decisions based on data.
That's interesting. It seems like companies are really valuing data-driven decisions these days.
Absolutely. Data is everywhere, and being able to interpret and make decisions based on it can set you apart. Another skill that's in high demand is basic coding. Even if you're not going into a technical field, understanding how software works or how to automate tasks using simple code can increase your productivity.
It's also worth mentioning that knowing how to work with collaboration tools, like project management software, is vital. With remote work on the rise, more companies are using tools like Slack, Trello, or Asana to keep teams organized.
Exactly. Collaboration tools streamline workflows and help teams stay on the same page, especially when working from different locations. Learning how to navigate and utilize these platforms effectively can make a big difference in job performance.
So, by continuously upgrading your computer skills, you not only increase your efficiency, but also become more competitive in the job market.
That's right, and the best part is that with so many free resources available, it's easier than ever to learn.
Thomas, trading has changed so much in the digital age. What are some of the most significant changes that technology has brought to trading?
You're absolutely right, Jennifer. One of the biggest shifts has been the rise of online trading platforms. In the past, you had to go through a broker to make trades, but now anyone with an internet connection can trade directly from their computer or even their phone. This has made trading much more accessible to the average person.
That's a huge change. People can now trade from anywhere, anytime. But I imagine that comes with its own challenges too.
Definitely. While accessibility is a positive, it also means that people without proper knowledge might jump into the market too quickly. The ease of access can give a false sense of confidence. It's essential to do your research and understand the risks involved before diving into trading.
And what about the role of algorithms and automated trading? How has that impacted the markets?
Algorithmic trading has revolutionized the market. High-frequency trading, where algorithms make trades in fractions of a second, has become a dominant force. It's something retail investors don't have access to in the same way as big institutions, which can create challenges in competing. However, there are platforms offering algorithmic trading tools to individual investors as well, making it more accessible over time.
That's fascinating. It seems like technology has not only opened the door to new traders, but also created entirely new ways of trading.
Exactly. The key is to stay informed and continuously educate yourself about these new tools and strategies.
Let's talk about the future of work and how digital skills play into that. Thomas, how do you see the workforce evolving with the rise of automation and AI?
That's a great question, Jennifer. As automation and AI continue to advance, certain jobs may be replaced by machines, but that doesn't mean humans will become obsolete. Instead, we're likely to see a shift toward more digital and technical jobs. This means that people will need to focus on upskilling in areas like data analysis, software development, and digital marketing to remain competitive.
So rather than fearing automation, it's about adapting to the changes and preparing for new kinds of jobs.
Exactly. Jobs that involve creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence are harder to automate. For example, fields like healthcare, education, and even customer service will still need human workers, but those workers will need to be comfortable using digital tools and technology in their roles.
That makes sense. What advice would you give to someone looking to future-proof their career in this rapidly changing digital landscape?
I'd say focus on building a strong foundation of digital skills, things like coding, data management, and using cloud technologies. From there, stay curious and keep learning. The ability to quickly pick up new technologies will be invaluable as the pace of change continues to accelerate.
It sounds like lifelong learning is going to be the new normal.
Absolutely. Those who are willing to adapt and keep up with technological advancements will thrive in the new digital economy.
Now that we've covered the future of work, let's shift gears and talk about the global economy. Thomas, what should our listeners know about the interconnectedness of today's economy?
Jennifer, the global economy is more interconnected than ever before. Trade agreements, supply chains, and multinational corporations mean that events in one part of the world can have ripple effects across the globe. For example, a shortage of raw materials in one country can cause production delays in another, affecting prices and availability everywhere.
I can see how that might make the economy more complex and unpredictable. How should individuals navigate this complexity?
Staying informed is key. Understanding how different economies are linked can help people make better financial decisions. For example, if you're investing in international markets, it's important to follow not only your local economy, but also global trends, because they can impact your investments.
And how does technology factor into this globalized economy?
Technology has made it easier than ever to participate in the global economy. Whether it's through online trading platforms, remote work opportunities, or digital currencies like Bitcoin, people can engage with markets and businesses across the world without ever leaving their homes.
That's a great point. The digital age has truly broken down barriers that used to exist.
Exactly. But with that comes the need to be more knowledgeable about global affairs and economic trends. Being aware of how world events can affect local markets is crucial in making informed decisions.
Since you mentioned digital currencies like Bitcoin, let's talk about cryptocurrency. What role do you think cryptocurrencies play in today's economy, Thomas?
Cryptocurrencies have certainly made their mark, Jennifer. They offer a decentralized form of currency that isn't controlled by any government or financial institution, which appeals to a lot of people. Bitcoin, for example, is often seen as digital gold, a store of value that's independent of traditional financial systems.
But there's also a lot of volatility in the crypto markets, right?
Yes, cryptocurrencies are notoriously volatile. Prices can fluctuate wildly in a short amount of time, which makes them risky investments. That's why it's important to only invest what you're willing to lose. However, the technology behind cryptocurrencies, blockchain, has a lot of potential beyond just currency.
Blockchain technology is something we hear about a lot. How does it work? And why is it so important?
Blockchain is essentially a decentralized ledger that records transactions across many computers so that the record can't be changed retroactively. This makes it incredibly secure. It's being used in everything from supply chain management to secure voting systems, not just in cryptocurrencies.
So the technology has applications far beyond just digital money?
Exactly. And as blockchain technology continues to evolve, we're likely to see even more innovative uses for it in various sectors of the economy.
Another area that's seen rapid growth thanks to technology is e-commerce. How has online shopping reshaped the global economy?
E-commerce has revolutionized the way we shop. Jennifer, it's created opportunities for businesses to reach global customers without needing physical storefronts, which has dramatically lowered the barrier to entry for small businesses and entrepreneurs.
So it's not just the Amazons of the world that are benefiting from e-commerce.
Not at all. Small businesses can now compete on a global scale thanks to platforms like Etsy, Shopify, and even social media. This has democratized access to markets, allowing more people to become business owners and offer their products to the world.
That's a great point. It's easier than ever for someone with a product idea to turn it into a reality.
Exactly. And with advancements in digital marketing, businesses can target specific customer groups with ads on platforms like Facebook and Instagram, which means they can reach their ideal audience more easily than ever before.
It sounds like e-commerce is only going to grow as more people shop online and new technologies make the process even smoother.
Absolutely. The convenience of shopping online, along with fast shipping and easy payment options, is making e-commerce the dominant force in retail.
Thomas, cybersecurity is one of those areas that seems to be growing in importance every year. Why do you think it's so critical for both businesses and individuals to understand cybersecurity fundamentals?
You're absolutely right, Jennifer. Cybersecurity is essential because the more we rely on digital tools and online platforms, the more vulnerable we are to cyber threats like hacking, phishing, and malware. For businesses, a single breach can lead to massive financial losses and reputational damage. For individuals, it could mean losing sensitive personal data or even having financial accounts compromised.
That's scary. But what are some basic steps that people can take to protect themselves online?
The first step is practicing good password hygiene. This means using strong, unique passwords for each account and enabling two-factor authentication wherever possible. A password manager can also help you keep track of all those complex passwords.
It seems simple, but many people still use weak passwords like 123,456 or password, which makes them easy targets for hackers.
Exactly. Another key step is to be cautious with emails and online links. Phishing attacks are one of the most common forms of cyber attacks, where malicious actors trick you into clicking a link or sharing sensitive information. Always double-check the sender's email and look for signs of a scam before opening anything suspicious.
What about public Wi-Fi? That's something a lot of people use without thinking about the risks.
Public Wi-Fi can be risky if you're accessing sensitive information. Hackers can easily intercept data on unsecured networks. Using a virtual private network (VPN) can help secure your connection, especially when using public Wi-Fi.
Great advice. It's really about being vigilant and proactive when it comes to protecting yourself and your data online.
Exactly. In today's interconnected world, cybersecurity awareness is not just a skill for IT professionals, but for everyone who uses digital devices.
Thomas, we've talked about how important it is to develop computer skills for work. But what about using online resources to actually learn those skills? There are so many options available now.
That's a great point, Jennifer. One of the biggest advantages of the digital age is the ability to access learning platforms anytime and from anywhere. Sites like Coursera, Udemy, and LinkedIn Learning offer a variety of courses that can help people develop technical skills at their own pace.
And these platforms offer everything from beginner-level courses to advanced certifications, right?
Exactly. Whether you're learning how to use Excel, write code, or manage cloud systems, there's a course for you. Many of them are even free, or at least much cheaper than traditional in-person courses.
Another advantage of online learning is the flexibility. You can fit these courses around your schedule, which is a huge plus for working professionals or students.
That's right. You can study during your lunch break, after work, or even on weekends. It's really about taking control of your own learning and setting aside time to develop those essential computer skills.
And with technology evolving so rapidly, it's important to keep learning continuously. The skills that are in demand today might be different from those needed a few years down the road.
Exactly. Lifelong learning has become the new normal. Those who stay up to date with the latest tools and trends will have a competitive edge in the workforce.
Let's shift gears, Thomas, and talk about automation. It's becoming a huge part of many industries. What impact do you think automation is having on job markets and the skills people need?
Automation is reshaping the workforce, Jennifer. On the one hand, it's increasing efficiency and productivity in many sectors, particularly in manufacturing and logistics. On the other hand, it's displacing some jobs, especially those that involve repetitive tasks. That's why it's more important than ever to focus on skills that can't be easily automated, like creativity, problem solving, and emotional intelligence.
It seems like a double-edged sword. Automation can make businesses more efficient, but it also requires workers to adapt quickly to new tools and technologies.
Exactly. Jobs that involve routine manual tasks are the most at risk of being automated. But for those who can learn how to work alongside automation tools, whether it's robotics in manufacturing or AI in customer service, there are still plenty of opportunities.
So it's not about fearing automation, but learning how to leverage it in your career.
Exactly. If you understand how automation works, you can position yourself to manage or oversee these systems, which requires higher-level skills. And as automation takes over more mundane tasks, it frees up workers to focus on more creative, strategic, or human-centered aspects of their jobs.
That makes sense. It's about evolving with the technology rather than being replaced by it.
Absolutely. The key is to stay adaptable and continuously learn new skills.
Thomas, looking ahead, what role do you think technology will play in shaping the future of work?
Technology is going to play a massive role, Jennifer. We're already seeing the early stages of it with remote work, automation, and the growing reliance on AI. As we move forward, more jobs will either be created or transformed by technology. For example, fields like AI development, cybersecurity, and data science are booming and will continue to grow.
That's true. Even roles that aren't directly in tech are becoming more tech-oriented as companies integrate digital tools into their workflows.
Exactly. Even traditional fields like healthcare, education, and finance are being revolutionized by technology. Whether it's using AI to diagnose diseases or cloud-based systems for managing patient records, tech is everywhere.
And I assume that the demand for skilled workers in these areas is only going to increase.
Absolutely. The demand for people who can build, manage, and secure these systems is already high and will only keep growing. So, the more you can enhance your computer skills and understand emerging technologies, the better positioned you'll be for the jobs of the future.
It seems like there's a lot of opportunity for those willing to invest in learning and staying ahead of technological trends.
Definitely. The future of work is going to be shaped by technology, and those who embrace it will thrive.
Thomas, we've been talking about computer skills for work, but what about their importance in everyday life? It seems like being digitally literate is just as essential outside the workplace.
That's a great point, Jennifer. Digital literacy isn't just about work. It's about navigating the world we live in today. Whether you're shopping online, managing your finances, or even staying connected with friends and family, having strong digital skills is crucial.
And it's not just about knowing how to use the tools, but understanding how to use them safely and effectively.
Exactly. Whether it's avoiding online scams, understanding privacy settings on social media, or knowing how to manage digital subscriptions, digital literacy is about making informed decisions in an increasingly digital world.
And with more services moving online, like banking or healthcare, it's becoming essential for everyone, not just young people, to be comfortable with technology.
Absolutely. Digital literacy is becoming a life skill, much like reading and writing. It's something everyone needs to navigate modern society successfully.
Well, Thomas, we've covered a lot today. From cybersecurity awareness to the future of work, it's clear that technology and computer skills are not just essential for careers, but for everyday life.
Absolutely, Jennifer. The world is changing rapidly, and those who stay informed, develop strong digital skills, and keep up with technological advancements will be well prepared for the future.
And for our listeners, remember that improving your listening and communication skills through podcasts like this one is a great way to stay sharp. Whether you're learning about the economy, trading, or computer skills, staying informed is key to success in today's world.
Exactly. And don't forget to practice what you've learned. Take some time to explore online learning platforms, enhance your cybersecurity awareness, or even begin trading with a focus on economic trends.
Thanks for joining us today. Keep listening, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next episode of Learn English with Podcast Conversation.
See you next time, everyone.